Hey guys, let's get straight to the point. Thank you Xvive for sending us the U5T2 wireless lav mic system for review. As usual, we're not paid to say anything besides our own opinions, and Xvive does not get to see this video before it is published. The U5 audio system is a wireless lav mic for DSLR and mirrorless cameras, not smartphones, because the 3.5mm headphone cable that goes from the receiver to the camera is a TRS cable, not a TRRS cable, so it will only work with cameras. The audio you are listening to right now is being recorded on the U5 transmitter with the lav mic sending audio signal to the receiver, which is connected to my camera through the headphone jack. You can also connect the U5 receiver to an audio interface or recorder and it will work just the same. I'm also recording the audio on my Zoom H4n Pro with another lav mic just for you to compare and as a backup track just in case if there is any interference on the U5. I'm only a couple of feet away from the camera, so it shouldn't have any problems. For the best audio quality, I always try to turn the mic volume on the camera as low as possible and use the gain on the microphone to boost up the volume to avoid any hissing noise and any bad in-camera preamps. Before we talk about the features of the U5 wireless microphone, let's jump straight into the connection distance test so you know practically how far the mic can be away from the receiver when you are on location. This is also to show you the audio quality and we will let you be the judge. Hey guys, so what I'm going to do right now is to test the U5T2 wireless microphone from Xvive using Osmo Action with the adapter, and I have the receiver attached to the camera right now. I have two lav mics, both the T2 lav mics, one on this side and one on the other side, to test out the distance of this microphone receiver. And I'll show you very quickly what my setup looks like. So this is my setup right here with the Osmo Action and the receiver attached. I have the first transmitter, which is on channel 1, set to 0 dB, so no change whatsoever, and the second transmitter, which is on channel 2, set at -12 dB just to be a safety track. I'm on mono right now, which is one of the settings on the receiver, and I believe that it's not going to provide a safety track because everything is blended into one track, but I will switch to stereo very soon. So the walking distance I have here is about 70 feet. And I think that's a really reasonable test with nothing in the way, no building whatsoever. I'm just going to walk towards the end of this part of the building and show you guys if there's any interference or if the signal will drop on the U5T2. I think this is a reasonable distance. I don't think usually you'll have this far as a distance for this kind of setup. So I'm just going to keep walking to the end of the building. So let's do it. Hey guys, so I just realized that the signal going from the receiver of the U5T2 microphone is a little bit too hot, especially for the Osmo Action where I cannot adjust the audio input. So I have set the receiver at -12 dB, nothing changed on the transmitters, so 0 dB on the transmitters, and now the receiver is at -12 dB. I'll do the same test because it seems like earlier it was really loud and I was just talking normally, but it's super hot when I play back the footage. So I'm now going to walk the same distance, again around 70 feet away from the receiver and the camera. Hopefully you can still see me on the camera, and the end of the building is about 70 feet. So hopefully it will still be able to connect the receiver and the transmitter and give you guys good audio. I'm at the end of this building at around 70 feet away from the camera and the receiver. I'm gonna turn and see if it's still gonna be good. I'm gonna move around. Hopefully this is a good test to see if there's any interference or if there's any signal drop when the person with the microphone is moving around. Hopefully they're not gonna move around like this. I don't think this is what this is for. But again, I have the receiver set to mono and -12 dB for both left and right channel, channel 1 and channel 2. They should blend together because I have it set to mono. And stereo, I have a safety track, as I said before. I have channel 2 set to -12 dB anyway. I don't know why I'm walking like zigzag, but I'm walking back to the camera and I'm gonna do some turns. Oh, I'm getting dizzy. So let's see if this is gonna be better, because before the signal was way too hot. All right, so now I have the camera staying at the same position and I have set the receiver to stereo mode. So you should be able to hear the right channel, left channel. I don't have two people here, but I will try to split them up so you guys can tell the difference if there is any difference. And stereo mode should be, this one should be your right side and this one should be your left side when you're listening to this video. And the receiver, again, I have the second channel, which is the left channel, set to -12 dB to be a safety track, just in case I talk too loud or if there's like any loud noise like this that clips the first channel, which is the right hand side. So I'm just gonna keep walking to the back again. So with stereo mode, as I said before, it is good for interviews where you have two people and one with one transmitter, so you have two different channels, and it's good to set it to stereo mode so it looks more realistic with the person standing on the left hand side using the left channel and the person on the right hand side using the right channel. And that is always going to make the video quality much higher when the audio video quality much higher when the audio is good. And another way to use it is to have two transmitter recording the same thing, but with one channel being quieter than the other one. So the quieter one is the safety channel, just in case if the louder channel it's too loud and the sound got distorted. So I'm at 70 feet again. I'm just gonna keep walking back towards the camera and I'll try to keep talking. And I think this is a great setup. It's really simple, lightweight. I can just carry it with my regular camera backpack or bag, and I can bring my Osmo Action just to vlog with a wireless microphone, so I can talk in an environment. I can leave the camera and the receiver somewhere and I can still talk with good audio. That's why I am always a big fan of using lav mic, especially a wireless one. All right, so how does that sound? Hopefully it sounds good, because I think this is gonna be my future setup when I am vlogging outside or filming outside, because I'm always a big fan of lav microphone. So if the audio quality is good, I'm gonna keep it on my camera when I go outside, or maybe when I'm recording at the studio as well. Let's get back to the video. There are two versions of the U5 wireless microphone from Xvive, the U5 and the U5T2, which is the one we got. They both have the receiver, but the U5T2, as the name suggests, it has two transmitters, which is two mics, and that's the T2. With the two transmitters, you will be able to record two channels of audio going into your camera or recorder. This is good for interviews where you have one mic on the interviewer and the other mic on the interviewee. On the receiver, you have the ability to set it to stereo mode to record the two tracks separately as left and right channel, so it will sound more like a realistic interview to the audience. If you want to blend both audio tracks into one, you can do it in mono mode. The first thing that comes to my mind when using the mono mode with two mics is to have one track being louder than the other. The quieter track will be the safety track, just in case if the louder track gets clipped when it is too loud. If you're using only one mic, use mono mode so you won't be recording sound only on the left or right channel. Talking about volume, there is a lot of different settings you can do with the U5. You can change the gain on the transmitter by pressing the buttons, or you can control the volume on the receiver by turning the knobs as well. This is awesome, so the camera or audio operator can still have control over the volume when the mic gets on someone. Another thing that is related to volume or gain is the mic/line button on the transmitter. If you are using a lav mic as the input, select mic. If you're using another device or mic that has more power, choose line so the transmitter knows how to adjust the gain accordingly, which is very nice. The buttons on both the transmitter and the receiver are very tactile and clicky, which is always a nice thing, so you know that you are pressing the buttons. One very cool thing that Xvive did on the transmitter is to print the words upside down. At first, I was like, why are they upside down? Then I realized that when you have the transmitter clipped onto your pants, you can see the words much easier upside down. On the transmitter, there is the mic/line button, a channel button, a plus and minus button, and a mute button that lights up. And that is very, very handy and important so you know when your mic is muted on set. Other people can see it too, so they can also monitor the status of the mic. On the side of the transmitter, there is the power button that is also the hold button to disable all the buttons just in case of any accidental presses. At the top, there is the 3.5mm TRS mic input jack, and it uses a screw-on design so you don't have to worry about the mic coming loose or disconnecting during recording, and Xvive included two lav mics for the U5T2 with two transmitters. Besides the input jack, there is a very, very bright and nice display that shows you all the important status of the unit. It gets dimmer automatically when you are not changing anything on the unit to save battery, which is very nice. On the transmitter display, you can see the channel, input gain, battery level, and the status of the mic. When you mute the mic, it will show you that the mic is muted. But the best thing is it can display when the mic input level is too high and loud. It will show you that the audio is being clipped, and that is awesome. At the back of the transmitter, there is a very high quality clip that you can use to clip the transmitter to the Talon's outfit. At the bottom, there is a battery door that you can open to put the battery in. Yes, both the transmitter and the receiver have replaceable batteries, so you can swap them out to keep recording. Let's talk about the receiver. On the front, there are two volume knobs that you can use to set the volume of each channel. There is also the mono and stereo switch to change the recording format. On the side, there is the same power and hold button. There's also a micro USB port for you to charge the battery through the unit. They do sell a separate charger if you need more batteries on set. At the top of the receiver, there are two channel buttons that you can use to set the channel separately for each transmitter. You should always have two different channels just in case of any interference. There's also two mute buttons for you to mute the mic from the receiver side. I really like how you can control almost all the same things on both the transmitter and the receiver. When you are in mono mode, you will mute both transmitters at the same time by pressing one of the mute buttons. When you are in stereo mode, you will be able to mute each transmitter separately. The display on the receiver is the same bright and clear one on the transmitter, but with different information. You will be able to see the channel, the battery level of the receiver and the transmitter, which is very nice, and you will see the output gain level as well. You will also be able to see the clipping warning on the receiver, which is amazing. At the back of the receiver, there is a cold shoe mount adapter for you to mount the receiver onto any cold shoe. There's also a 3/8 mount for other attachment styles. The battery door of the receiver is on the back instead of at the bottom. When it comes to build quality, to be honest with you, it feels a little cheap. The whole unit is mainly made out of plastic with metallic paint. I don't think you'll break it that easily since it is just an audio transmitter and receiver, but I wish they can use metal instead of plastic to make it last longer. In the box, you get everything you need. You get the receiver, the transmitter, one or two depends if you got the T2 version or not, the lav mic with clip and full muff, one battery per unit, micro USB charging cable, which I wish it is USB-C, and a 3.5mm audio cable for the receiver. Oh, you also get a pretty nice pouch, but I wish it is a case because it is kind of awkward to throw all the units and cables into a pouch. Overall, I think it is a great system that allows you to record high-quality audio wirelessly to your camera. I'm always a big fan of lav mics because they provide one of the best audio quality compared to other methods. It works great for interviews, YouTube videos, vlogs, presentations, and much more. That's it. Those are my thoughts on the Xvive U5 wireless audio system. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. What is your favorite audio recording system? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.